Greetings, class. This is LaShawn Bold, and I am your professor for 2311. And I'm just coming to you here at mid-semester just to check in and see how things are going and to make sure everybody is catching up. This is Wednesday, March the 28th, and I am going to make this a little smaller. There we go. Now I'm down in the corner. I wanted to review the syllabus with you, review the course materials, see if we're where we are supposed to be. I know that there were a couple of questions about the fields of practice paper and when that was due, so we're going to clarify that. Let's scroll through the syllabus. That's where we always look first to find the information that we need. Okay, fields of practice paper, and we're going to go down to, in case you missed it, here on the syllabus is the fields of practice paper, how it will be graded, so that you can see there exactly what you need to know for what you can expect that I'll be using to calculate your grade. And there's a lot of information there on the syllabus, so you'll want to make sure that you look through that. But I am scrolling down so that we can get to the course schedule. And the fields of practice paper, we are actually in week 10. This is the just beginning of week 10. And your fields of practice paper, I have that it is due on the 2nd of April, which would be next Monday. Next Monday at 11:59 is when your fields of practice paper is due. Hopefully you've already started on that and you've been reading the chapters and you've been watching the videos. One really good way to know about how to do the fields of practice paper is to watch the videos in this class. So I want to encourage you to do that. And this is week 10, and then we have week 11 and 12, 13, obviously, and 14, and the final will open on April the 17th. That should allow you plenty of time to start on it and get through finals week. You do have 2 options to complete the final. Let's see if there's anything else you need to know. Let me get out of the syllabus here and go back to our course materials. I'm going to go over here. And let's just look at week 10 and see what it looks like. Okay, week 10, friendly reminder, paper is due the 2nd. Some of you had some questions about whether it was due yesterday or not, and I'm not sure where that question's coming from, but sometimes if it's in the grading area, that may be a little bit off. It may be from last semester or something like that. So always look at your syllabus for the due dates. Let's see what we have for discussions and in-class activities. It just basically says work on your fields of practice paper this week. That's fantastic. Let's see what our quizzes and assignments are. Here's the Dropbox for the fields of practice paper. And if you want to know where I got that from, I got it from Module 10 in the course materials and quizzes, tests, and assignments. You have a quiz this week, and then there's a video here also about the fields of practice paper that was also posted somewhere else, I believe, but if you need some more assistance there. And here's the guide there, and then some online formatting APA resources. If you are not familiar with our writing expert in the School of Social Work, I also want to point out something to you. I'm going to go here. A lot of students don't know that this exists. I'm going to go to UTA, and I'm going to put in the School of Social Work there. You could also just Google School of Social Work UTA. But if you're not familiar with the fact that we have a website for the School of Social Work that might be very helpful to you, especially if you're an intro, you might be interested in looking at that. I'm going to put me up in the top corner so you can see me better. So here is, for current students, I think it's in there. Yes, writing resources. So look there, And you have this amazing expert that we have here in the School of Social Work named Dr. Chris Kilgore right there. And there's his information, and he will meet with you in person, or he will, you can email him back and forth, and he might be willing to take a look at your paper. You definitely would want to do this before your paper was due. So I hope you're able to access some of these resources for you. He has virtual office hours and in-person office hours, and he has online webinars and some presentations that are available to you both on campus and online. So be sure you're aware that this area exists, as well as the other areas here for the School of Social Work. You might find this very helpful to you in your future. Let me go back here. Okay, so that's quizzes, tests, and assignments. Let's see what else is coming up. I'm going to go back to the syllabus. I'm moving pretty quick because I really just wanted to touch base with you all and say hello and happy springtime, and that I hope everyone had a great spring break. Let's look back at the schedule. Okay, week 10, that says the fields of practice papers, they're due. And then you will continue to have quizzes until, of course, it says no quiz. So it looks like your last quiz is week 12. And you have a couple of activities. Your activities get a little bit more involved with the Sanchez case online. So you actually go here to the online, and this family will come up, and the activity that I'm asking you to do will be in the course materials. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place here. Sorry about that. Let's go back here. So let's look at that assignment there. Okay, so what I was looking at was right here next week in week 11. I don't want to get too far ahead because I know you're working on your fields of practice paper, but I just want to point out that your assignments, this is kind of an easy reference here on the syllabus, so that if you look there first, then you can usually see what's going to happen the next week. And I'm hoping that all of you watched the video that we had at the very beginning of class that told you that the syllabus was the best resource that you have. And then it tells you what activity 4 is going to be, and then you will turn in your community service letter from the volunteer coordinator. So some of you did community service at an actual location, and some of you did community service, a community activity where you interviewed a social worker. And so the information that you need is right here on your syllabus, and that'll get you going. If you need more information or where to turn it in, then you'll look at your week on the syllabus that it's due, and then you go over here to your course materials, and then you would go here to where these things are due. So it may take some clicking around for you, but just to familiarize yourself and to know that this is where some of your things are. Let's go back to week 11, No. It doesn't match. I'll make sure that matches. Okay. I will make sure. Let's see. Oh, it was in 13. That's why. I was looking in the wrong place. Sorry about that. You can't break it, though. There it is. Duh. Right there in front of me. Okay. Your community assignment. This talks about what is due, talks about the final exam, what will be expected there, and then what your activity is, or what it was. So your community assignment consists of two things. One is turning in your service hours and your interview with the social worker. So remember that. But the second part of that is this activity 5. And that's where you're going to discuss your experiences with the class. So you have the one up here, which is turn in the community assignment, and that's the interview of the person and your reflection about that. You have to have those two things, but then you upload, see it says either your proof of volunteer community service or your interview with a social worker, as well as your reflection on that interview. Computers are kind of slow, aren't they? And then here, if you see activity 5, that's actually a discussion board. Okay, so you'll create a thread there, and it'll tell you what to discuss there. So, go back to our course materials. So feel free to email me. I really just wanted to check in and see how things were going and let you know that these things are moving ahead very quickly. And I hope you're enjoying the course. It's one of my favorites, and I hope you'll take future courses with me. And I look forward to reading your fields of practice papers and grading some of the other things that you have coming up. And have a very, very nice spring weekend.